All right, gather round the fire, folks, and let me spin you a tale about Amelia Earhart, one of the most daring and adventurous souls to ever take to the skies. Her story is filled with bravery, mystery, and a touch of the supernatural. Amelia was born in 1897 in Atchison, Kansas, at a time when women were expected to stick close to home, not soar through the skies. But Amelia was different right from the start. She had a taste for adventure and a spirit that couldn't be tamed. As a child, she was always climbing trees, sledding down hills, and later, driving fast cars. She was a tomboy with a love for the extraordinary. Her passion for flight was ignited in 1920 when she took a plane ride at a state fair. From the moment the aircraft lifted off, she knew she had found her calling. Amelia worked various odd jobs to save up money for flying lessons. She trained under Netta Snook, a female aviator herself, and quickly proved to be a natural in the cockpit. The 1920s were a golden age of flight, a time when the world was captivated by the idea of humans soaring like birds. In 1928, Amelia got her big break. She was asked to be the first woman to fly across the Atlantic, not as a pilot, but as a passenger. Still, it was enough to catapult her into fame. The press called her Lady Lindy because she resembled Charles Lindbergh, the famous aviator. But Amelia wasn't content with just being a passenger. She wanted to be at the controls. In 1932, she set off to do what no woman had done before, fly solo across the Atlantic. She took off from Newfoundland, braving icy winds and mechanical problems. After nearly 15 hours in the air, she landed in a pasture in Ireland. She became the first woman to fly solo across the Atlantic and a global hero. People saw her as a symbol of what women could achieve if they had the chance. Her fame didn't slow her down. Amelia set multiple speed and distance records, always pushing the boundaries of what was possible. She flew from Hawaii to California, becoming the first person to do so, and then from Los Angeles to Mexico City, and from Mexico City to New York. She was a force of nature, constantly challenging herself and inspiring others. In 1937, Amelia decided to take on the ultimate challenge, to fly around the world. This wasn't just any flight, it was a journey of over 29,000 miles across the equator through some of the most treacherous skies and remote places on Earth. She set off with her navigator, Fred Noonan, in a sleek, twin-engine Lockheed Electra. Their journey started on June 1st, 1937, from Miami. They flew across South America, Africa, the Indian subcontinent, and Southeast Asia. They faced all sorts of weather and mechanical issues, but kept going, always with their eyes on the horizon. By July, they had covered most of the distance and reached Lae, New Guinea. Their next stop was a tiny island in the Pacific called Howland Island, a mere speck in the vast ocean, their final refueling point before the final legs to Hawaii and then back to the mainland United States. On July 2nd, 1937, Amelia and Fred took off from New Guinea, heading for Howland Island. The U.S. Coast Guard cutter Itasca was stationed near Howland to provide radio navigation. But something went terribly wrong. As they flew, their radio transmissions became increasingly frantic and faint. They reported overcast skies and trouble with their instruments. The Itasca could hear them but couldn't pinpoint their location. The last message from Amelia was full of static and distress. "We are on the line 157-337. We are running north and south." And then, silence. They vanished, just like that, swallowed by the immense Pacific. Search parties scoured the ocean for weeks, but no trace of Amelia, Fred, or their plane was ever found. The world was left with a mystery that endures to this day. Some say they crashed into the sea and sank, while others believe they might have landed on a deserted island and perished there. There are even wilder theories about spies, secret missions, and Japanese capture, but the truth remains elusive. As the years have passed, the mystery of Amelia Earhart has taken on a life of its own, with stories of ghostly apparitions and eerie sightings. Sailors and pilots passing through the area where she vanished have reported strange radio signals, distant voices calling for help, and inexplicable lights in the sky. Some say that on a quiet night, you can still hear the faint hum of an airplane engine and a woman's voice crackling over the radio, forever lost in the vast expanse of the Pacific.